Hi, welcome to Social Assimilation TV. I'm Steve Ellerick.
And I'm Andrew Gay.
Welcome. Glad to have you. Today's topic is going to be on focus. It's very easy in the world of social media to get off track on what you're looking to do.
Oh.
Kind of like Andrew right here, right? You know, there's a lot of information out there that everybody is absorbing. You're downloading it, you're going out, you're buying books, you're getting stuff sent to you in your inbox.
Which is all great. Right?
It's excellent. It's all pertinent information.
Keep educating yourself.
Absolutely. You're always going to be educating yourself, and things are always changing. But when you're going through all of the information, you're going to be getting hit with different topics, right? Such as blogs, such as vlogging. You're going to be getting hit with SEO. Pay-per-click, how to get more leads.
And normal stuff, like I talked about in the blog post, actually, you know, the writing that I do on the blog.
Which he's very good at, by the way.
Thanks. But I just...
Makes him feel good when I tell him that.
Thanks, yeah. My head's plenty big enough. I don't need any help. But, you know, distractions in our daily lives are huge. We did some talking about The Secret and the law of attraction, and obviously The Secret just touches on that, and there's a lot more. We'll talk about that later as well. We can't do everything in one video, obviously, but...
And if you haven't seen The Secret, my suggestion is you should, because if you didn't see what I had to say the first time I saw it, go and look at it.
It'll change your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, it really does. Watch it many times, because there's some really good stuff in there, and that's kind of what we're talking about here. There's a lot of distractions on a daily basis, and so one of the things, Steve calls it focus, I kind of call it a filter, right? Or censorship. There's you know, a post I did this week that talks about censorship and how I censor myself, and it's really just a way to filter the amount and the type of information that you allow yourself to perceive, kind of like consumers do nowadays with advertising, and that's why social media is such the craze, right?
Well, absolutely. And here's a statistic for you. The average consumer a day gets hit with 3,500 advertisements.
Yeah, it's like, what, between 1,200 something and 35. Yeah,
exactly.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You don't even realize it because we've become so accustomed to it and having it every day. It's almost like subliminally coming into our lives, and we filter it in, filter it out, or we just tune it out. But when you find something that catches your attention, what happens? I use the word focus. Andrew uses filter.
Well, it's like this. Think of the first couple times you were online, right? Or the first social network you went to, right? And you log into the computer, you start going on it, and next thing you know, you've just eliminated, completely erased 6 or 7 hours from your life, and you're like, what did I just do? What happened? And you have no clue. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. What we're talking about in terms of business and, you know, properly being able to run your business online. And obviously, you know, there is no set in stone right or wrong way. Things work for you better than they work for me, and vice versa. But certain things I think we can all agree on. Time management is key.
It is key. There's
only 24 hours in a day, and I don't think you want to spend all of them working.
No, because that's why we do this, is so we don't have to work.
I do. I love to spend my days working online, but yeah, there's other stuff to do as well, and that's kind of what we're getting at here. There's tons of distractions in our daily lives as it is. I mean, especially if you have kids. You know, I have 3 kids, and Steve has 3 kids, and we really understand the type of distractions that can be, and those are wonderful distractions, and they are distractions we choose to have in our lives because they're great distractions.
But the great part about this, and I'm sorry, Andrew.
No.
Just to touch on it, the great part about doing what we do is we can allot the time for those distractions and go to those ball games.
It's terrible. We keep calling our kids distractions. We don't mean it that way, but you know, like the news. The news is a great example. I don't watch the news. Steve watches it a lot. He likes watching the news. I just can't do it for me. I'm way too like politically minded, and it just frustrates me. And every time I see, the news has nothing but politics and despair, and quite frankly, none of those are going to help me in my daily life. So I choose to stay away from them. I do still get the news, but I get it through certain blogs that I like to read, and just like the things that I do for my business development and personal growth, the things I read and the blogs that I look at.
Right.
You want to kind of filter. You only have so much time. So when it comes to learning social media, I would suggest, find, it depends on what you're doing. Say you're going to write a blog. Go to a blog that, if you want to learn about it, find one or two really good blogging blogs and allow them to feed you the information. ProBlogger.net is a great blog for bloggers.
Excellent blog.
Especially beginner to intermediate bloggers. Darren Rouse does an excellent job with that, and it's one of my favorite blogs. I read it daily. But filter the kind of information you're getting and the amount more than anything. Really the amount.
The biggest key that I can suggest to everybody, only pick one or two and stick with them. Otherwise you will overwhelm yourself, and that's the key, is to not overwhelming. And after you've gone there and you found some really good bloggers, then what you want to do, especially because I'm sure you know what your interests are, what your passions are, then what you want to do is you want to go to that area and you want to find bloggers that are in your area of passion. Use what you learn from the experts, and you may find an expert in there, but just stick with those few, and it'll keep your focus without overwhelming you.
I think wasn't it Gary Vaynerchuk that says, being successful utilizing social media isn't about doing everything right. It's about doing one thing great.
That is correct.
Versus
one thing.
Versus trying to do everything, because you're not going to be great at all of it. So you need to find out what works for you. What you enjoy doing most is probably a pretty good indication of what you're probably going to be the best at.
I would agree.
And go with that. Filter in the information. You don't have to learn it all. You don't. Twitter's pretty easy to use. Facebook is pretty easy to use. If you're not using every piece of Facebook, that's okay. It's fine. As long as you're doing the one thing that Facebook is for, and that is connecting with other people.
That's right.
That's what you're doing with social media.
And after all, isn't that what we all enjoy?
Well, that whole word networking that's in there is kind of part of the key. So
that's the fun.
That's our cue.
That's recess bill.
Yeah, and we're going to put this right on the website, so we don't really care about those little distractions. There are things you can, I guess, eliminate, but that's kind of what makes video fun.
This is our everyday life, so we want to share it with you and bring you into it. And hey, if the phone rings, it'll shut off.
Cool. Well, that's probably plenty of time for this one. Hopefully you got something out of this, and stay focused. Do what you're great at, and just hang out and meet other people a lot, and your business will succeed. We'll see you next time.
Be passionate. Be yourself. Have a great day.
Yeah. Get social. All right.